Hello, my name is Ashleigh Workman, and I'm doing a Facilities and Access Evaluation for the Colt Media Center, which is in the Beaumont Middle School Library, and it's at Beaumont Middle School in Lexington, Kentucky. The Colt Media Center is 3,700 square feet and is centrally located within the school. So according to this plan, here is where the library is located. It's a pretty big area, and its central location helps for students, even if they're outside in the portables coming in, or on either end of the building, they don't have to walk near as far to get access to the library. I've included quite a few photos of the library space. Currently, our library doesn't have a theme, but it is laid out in such a way that it makes it super easy for both teachers and students to use. All of the furniture, except for the library shelves, are flexible. So like the chairs here and the tables, and some of the chairs and tables over here are easy to move, so we can make the space bigger or to accommodate any kind of activity that is coming to the library. Here is a picture of the library desk, and here are some computers that students access the online catalog where they can look up different resources that are located within the library. This area right here we call the fiction area of the library, and there's a projector right here that can be pulled down. Most of our faculty meetings occur on this area of the library, and those faculty meetings are done before school. Even though we have a really big library, we only do the faculty meetings in this space, and it cannot accommodate all of our staff. So some of our staff are forced to stand in the back of the library and over in the technology area of the library, which I'll show in just a second. There are distinct spaces for distinct functions. This area of the library is normally for our fixed schedules within the library, and those are our language arts classes that come every 2 weeks to the library for information about new books, book talks, and for them to have a scheduled time to check out resources. Other classes can have access to the technology space, which is this other area of the library with all of the computers and the other projector, and that class can be happening while there are students in the fiction area of the library receiving instruction. The space is in compliance with the Americans with Disability Act, and it's fully accessible for all children. As you can see, there's plenty of spacing in between the tables, in between the shelves, and there's a lot of open space, which if you go back to this set of pictures, you can see when coming in, there's just plenty of room for everyone to be able to get around. It's a very safe area. All areas of the space are visible. Exits are clear and marked, and all the screens and the electronic devices are easily visible to the library. And we actually just got a new program through Google Classroom and Relay so that the librarian, while she is at her desk, can access or can see all of the screens on her Chrome or on her device. So if students are even over here in the technology center on these Chrome or these computers, what's on their screen, she will be able to see on her screen as well. So it's really cool. There are signs that are throughout the library. As you can see, there's signs up above here. There's also signs that are on the shelves. You can see here and up above here. These signs are primarily in English, but we've had an influx of Hispanic students, So we are trying to create new signs that include both English and Spanish on the sign for those students, to make it just a little bit easier for them. In this space right here, we call that our silent reading space. So if students have some free time and want to come in and use the library just to read, they are more than welcome to do that. And these are the really comfortable chairs that they can hang out in and read their library books. As I mentioned before, we kind of have our library has two schedules actually. It's a mixed schedule. There's fixed schedules for the language arts classes that come twice a week, every 2 weeks. And then we have every other time throughout the week is considered flex scheduling. Our librarian does have a worker that comes throughout the school day, and she's here for, I think, from like 9 until 3. And she comes and helps with checking out books and helping meet the students' needs and reshelving things and just basically helping out. So even if the librarian is having a direct instruction about book talks or new books that are coming to the library, or like talking about library resources to one class over here in the fiction area, the library assistant is still able to check out books and meet students' needs that are coming into the library and that are not in that class. The librarian's planning time varies from day to day depending on when classes are scheduled for the fixed scheduling, plus other additional classes that schedule the library time when those language arts classes aren't in there. So it just depends from day to day. Her lunch break is from 11:30 to 12, and even though she has a lunch break, her and the library assistant alternate lunch times so that someone is able to meet the students' needs during that time. So the library is not closed during lunch. While we're doing state testing or standardized testing, the library is a place for students who receive accommodations. They can come in there and hang out until their proctor comes and takes them to their specific location. So while we're testing, during those testing times, the library is only open to those students. And for our faculty meetings, we do those before school, and our department meetings are before school. So to make sure that we have all of our meetings and everything out of the way before the students get there, so that the library can be used solely for their needs and purposes throughout the school day. But the library is only open from 8:30, so that's when the students get there, until 4:30 p.m. So it's just a little bit after school, just to tidy things up, or if kids that are being picked up or that walk home need to run in and check out a book real quick or those types of things, she's available to do that also. But we also have a office and workspace. Here is the librarian's office, and as you can see, even in her office, it is surrounded by windows, so even if she is in this space, she's still able to fully see the library at all times. This office workspace is for teachers, and as you can see, there's a plethora of resources that are out here for the teachers to check out, and we also have a laminator and lots of counter space. This counter, and there's a counter along this wall that teachers can use for any of their needs. But overall, I feel like this is a great facility. It is able to meet the needs of all the students and all the teachers, and I've really enjoyed working with the librarian and getting information about this space. Thanks.